Hi everybody, this is Dr. Seleme. Today I'd like to talk to you about jet lag. This is something that I think just about every one of us has suffered from, and I've got a great cure for you. It's a jet lag protocol that I use myself. I was taught this protocol by Dr. John Amaro. He's an acupuncturist. A group of acupuncturists and chiropractors, I believe, came up with this technique, and he brought it to the forefront. What it does is basically uses in Chinese medicine the horary points, and what those are specific points in the acupuncture time clock. So we have 12 major acupuncture meridians. Each one of those 12 has a 2-hour high point and a 2-hour low point throughout the day. When our vital chi or life force is specifically moving into a 2-hour high point of any of the meridians is considered the horary point. It's got the most energy at that point. So it will, each one, again, like I said, will go in a 24-hour time cycle with having a 2-hour high point and a 2-hour low point. As we travel through time zones, and it doesn't have to be just international, it can be time zones nationally. Anytime your body changes over through time zones, it has an effect on your diurnal rhythms, meaning your day and night, your circadian rhythm. It has, when we get to that actual destination spot, it's very common for us to change our watches over to the time zone that we're in. But what happens is our body's time watch doesn't follow. So doing this technique is a way to bring your body's energy up to snuff, and it often, very often, in fact I'd say most of the time when I travel, I use this technique and I never ever have any problems. I know that a lot of times they say going from east to west is harder than going from west to east in terms of the time zone change and the effect of the body. And with this technique, it will really help you. Let me show you how it works. This is a chart in Chinese medicine called the horary points. So let's say, for instance, we're in Washington, D.C., and you're taking a midnight flight and you're going to London. So you're leaving here at 12 midnight, you'll get in London at 5 a.m. because that's the time that it's 5 hours ahead of us. So you find on the chart the time that you're leaving, and you just go to your destination spot. So you want to begin to set your body's time clock for the destination that you're going to, not the destination that you're at. So we would look and find 5 a.m., since that's what time it would be in London. And on the horary time clock, it's the large intestine meridian from 5 to 7 that we would start to stimulate. So you go onto the chart and you find out where the large intestine, for those of you that aren't acupuncture people or do acupuncture, and you find that you go to large intestine 1, which is on the pointer finger, the index finger, and you're just going to stimulate. And there's many ways you can stimulate. If you have a needle and you're an acupuncturist, you can actually put a needle in there for 5 to 7 minutes. I know a lot of people don't want to do that. You can use the end of a pen, and you can just rub on the spot in a circular manner for 30 seconds. You can tap. You can use the end of your fingernail and stimulate and rub, or you can just use the end of the fingernail bed and rub for 30 seconds. Make sure that you do it on both sides because you have acupuncture meridians on both sides of your body, and do it for about 30 seconds. Every single time you travel through a new time zone, you find the next spot. So for this instance, from 7 to 9 in the morning is the stomach meridian, and that's on the outside of the calf. So you might take your acupuncture needle and stimulate here. Same thing, you're rubbing, 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 and you're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Now, once you actually get, and you do this, if it's a 12-hour flight, you do it through all the time zone changes. Remember, for the destination that you're going to, not the destination you're coming from. One of the things that I do, when I get there, I try to follow through and make sure that I do it for 24 hours once I hit the destination spot. It doesn't always work. Sometimes I just remember to do it 6 hours, but nevertheless, the technique will still work. If you are traveling and you have fallen asleep, which is sometimes preferable because the place you're going is going to be daytime when you've left nighttime. If you fall asleep, when you wake up, you just pick up and you continue to stimulate the point at the destination spot for the time that you woke up. Some of the tricks that I use, I like to use essential oils. If I'm trying to relax the body, I'm coming from a daytime destination, I know I'm flying into a nighttime destination, I might use some lavender, and I have some very specific oils that I like to use. I only use very pure ones that I know that get into the skin are going to be healthy for my body, not unhealthy. But I may use, in this case, this is lavender. I may use a drop of lavender on the acupuncture point itself. You can rub this in, You can stimulate it with the end of a needle. You can just stimulate with your finger any place that you want. You can put this on the back of the brain stem, and rub in that way too. It's nice and relaxing. You can breathe it in. Whatever it is that you want to combine, whatever essential oils, maybe you want to use something for waking up because you're going to a daytime destination when you've been sleeping. You might want to use peppermint. I have a whole list of different combination of oils that work really well to put oxygen into the brain, that help relax muscles and ligaments. That's going to be in the downloadable PDF that I'm going to tell you about in just a minute. The other thing that I use, and we're a proponent of, is I have a travel pillow that we've made specifically for these types of reasons. This pillow is also used for putting the cervical spine back into proper order. You can lay on it and sleep, and it has the exact dimensions to bring your neck back into the cervical curve. It's filled with millet, organic millet, and it also has kapok, which is a nice filling from a tree in India. That's all organic, and it gives it a nice soft consistency. It fits right into your travel bag. So when you're on the airplane, you make sure that you've got, if you're supposed to be sleeping, you need a comfortable way to sleep. And I know the airplanes are not comfortable, the seats are not comfortable, but with this travel pillow, you can put it right behind your neck and just relax and sleep just the way you want. Even if you're a side sleeper, you can put it here as well, and it's very conformable however it is that you want to use it. Some people even just put it in the front of their chins like this. So it's a great pillow, and I love this. I have all kinds of tips for you guys. If you go to my website, www.drseleme.com, this is the beginning of a series of downloadable PDFs that you can purchase for $5, just $5. It's not a whole lot. It actually saves you on buying that coffee so that you don't need it to bring yourself up to snuff when you get to the destination site. If you need to be awake, you'll already be awake because you'll have slept and you'll be doing your horary points. In the downloadable PDF that you can purchase at the website, it's all the jet lag tips and travel tips. It has what to eat, so what are the best nutritional tips that you can have to help your body sleep, help your body wake up. Acupuncture points that you can use for nausea, dizziness, fatigue, things of that nature. Different recommended essential oil recipes that I like to use that I think work like a charm. What to do if you get foodborne illness or traveler's diarrhea. How to avoid it, first of all, is the most important thing. Because these kinds of things that get into our system while we travel internationally or even nationally, lots of people think they're just 3 to 5 days. They're generally not. They can go on to hide further up in the intestinal tract and cause big problems later on down the line with your immune system. So other ways to cope with travel stress is also in the PDF. So hopefully this has been interesting and informative for you. And if you like this and want the PDF, go to drseleme.com where you can purchase it for $5. See you later. Bye for now.